Usually when I get mail, it's in a box like this. Although there are times when you get an enormous bag like this. Not too often, but sometimes. There's a big box in here, and to be honest, I don't know what it is. It says printed matter. That's all I know, but the only thing large that I ordered was Zweihander. So this could be that, but it could be something else. So let's find out together. So, getting the black tie off. It's all sealed up, you know. Unsurprisingly, inside, there's a box. Now, sometimes they get put in these bags because they've had to spend additional time sitting in the post office. But it's usually used as a collection method for a bunch of mail that has wound up sitting in the post office because of something like, a holiday. So as I look at this, it very much reminds me of a lightning source packaging, because we have Belgium as the source. So, find out. Haha, the mystery is about to be revealed. Yes, it's definitely a lightning source. All right. Okay. Ah, yes. My guess was correct. Let's see. Let's go for a little journey over the edge of the box and look, lots and lots of brown paper. A lot of brown paper. And there it is at the bottom, which makes not a lot of sense to me. But holy crap. That is a large book. I like this particular cover. Okay, this version is the premium print edition, print on demand via drive-through RPG. Okay, so it's not one that came through their Kickstarter or anything like that. This is a purely print on demand version. Oh, sorry, I'm laughing, but this is hilarious. This is, I think it's even larger than the Masks of Nyarlathotep companion. Apparently so. Perhaps we are now in an RPG arms race for page count. Stay tuned for Paladin. You can hear it creaking. It'll be curious to see if this book actually survives use. All right, so the appendix starts on page 663. Okay, so as you can see, it's pretty lovely. So this is full bleed. Printing runs all the way to the edge of the page, and it's very crisp, as you can see. This is as I mentioned earlier, a premium print edition. I'm going to put the camera back here so that we can take a look inside, or take a look at the binding. But I don't want to do that one-handed because it's so large. So, all right. Okay, so that's quite nice. Right. Around the halfway mark, it's 288 and 89. And I'll show you what's in here in a second. I just want to kind of move through and see what kind of play it has. It actually feels pretty solid despite its monstrous size. So I'm going to go back to that middle section, which was about spells. Right. So get back into focus. Really get back into focus. There we go. All right. this is what we're looking at. So this is the 3 principles of magic page for those of you who are familiar, right? Your library of spells and things. So we have a reasonably sized font, large columns, and it's just a well done design for the page. The text is where I need it to be. It's not visually boring. There are graphical elements to keep the eye engaged. There's a consistent art theme throughout, but you can just sit down and read it clearly without a lot of stuff hidden behind the text to make it hard to see in different lighting conditions. Maybe these might be a little difficult to read in certain light levels, or in certain light levels on a digital device, but enormous. Okay. Now this is not, as always, not a review of the game, it's just looking at the book. So let's go back down here and look at this again. Okay. Now this is around 700 pages. There will be a considerable amount of strain placed on the spine in use. So letting it sit open like this is not something that I think you should plan on. But for regular use, for reading, for accessing at the table, that sort of thing, it ought to hold up just fine. It's not making a lot of noise. You can hear some creaks here in this material as it gets used to being opened. But for now, at least, I'm going to give it a certain amount of confidence. Now, I read my books carefully. I don't, crack the spines. I don't, lean on them so they stay open. I hold them open and I allow them to stay open naturally. So your mileage may vary how much activity you put the book through. And I don't tend to carry my books around. I have this in PDF, and that's what I would take with me if I were to go rather than this book. Although I think for a first game, I would definitely take this book out the first time just to, blow people's minds. All right, so I think this video has accomplished its purpose. Like, holy crap, big book, and very nicely done. If you're torn about whether to get the standard print or the premium print, this is the premium. This is what you get. Now, these pages are very, very thick. They have a nice feel to them, and I don't know how much you can see. Holding it up in bright light, I can see the bar of a graph on the other side. I can see this faintly through the other side, not clearly. And when the page is closed, I really don't see it at all. So it's good thick pages without that distracting white border around the edge. So if you have been considering getting Zweihander in print, take out your gym membership and go for it.